Oh, hey guys. Yeah. So, some of you may have known that that on April 21st, a family emergency came up, and I had to quickly deliver my load because I was 200 miles out. There was no driver that could, that was there that could rescue it. And before I had found news, I had asked if I could drop this in the yard because I was running way ahead of schedule, and I can grab a load, immediately get turned around, going the other way on I-10 because get some truck PM done. And that's when I found out I was at to deliver because there's no local guy all the local guys are tied up. There's like 7 of them, at least at that time. And I was like, okay. And then a few hours later, earlier that week, I got a call saying my mom was sick. She was in the hospital. They weren't sure what was going on. She thought she had pneumonia the previous week, but then it was like, I'm gonna make an appointment. Never did. She was but she was she was running the hospital I guess unresponsive and altered state. And so then anybody I had to give the company heads up saying, hey, I may or may not need to skedaddle home depending on what happens with this. And if you don't know what an altered state is, that's pretty much what an altered state is in the simplest way. Is you're incoherent, you're confused, you don't know what's going on. So you really can't communicate, and what communication you can do is you may not be able to. Like in her case, she was mumbling. She could only answer very basic questions, but she didn't know what year it was or where she lived, but she knew her name. So incoherent, very confused. On top of that, she was very sick. And what's with this dude having his hazards on? I don't know. It's not for me. Alright. So on April 21st, I get a call. Oh no, that's when she went into the hospital, so 21st. So whatever that Friday was, 23rd? So yeah, sounds about right, 23rd. So she went in the hospital 21st. I gave the company a heads up. So the 23rd, I'm assuming that's a Friday. I could look it up, but it's I'm driving. I got a call first thing in the morning before I go to bed. I'm in Arizona at this point. I originally was informed in Texas. So where the hell was I? I was in Quartzsite. Yeah, Quartzsite, Arizona, that Loves. Great dirt lot, by the way, across from it. If you ever need parking, dirt lot across from the Loves. Ton of parking. But so I got a call 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 somewhere, and I was informed that my mom had flatlined twice within a minute. And luckily, since with her condition, they didn't want her risk getting up or anything happening. So they had somebody in her room 24 hours. So they were able to respond immediately. I was told first that they had revived her in 8 seconds the first time, and then roughly the same the second time. But she had flatlined twice within 60 seconds. So they were gonna move her into ICU and put a tube down her throat and pretty much pump oxygen into her. So it's they still weren't sure and at this point it had already been 3 days or 2 days, 2 or 3 days, whatever. They weren't sure what was going on. They were still running all kinds of tests. They're gathering information from me and trying to figure out what's going on. So here we are about a little over a week later. She's still in the hospital. They foresee her being there for at least 3 weeks total. She's already been there for a week. She's starting to slowly recover. So what had happened, she did have pneumonia, but since she didn't react right away or let anybody know how bad it was getting, because you don't get sick and think, well, you don't think you have something within the course of 2 days, to going from I'm alert, I can talk, I can eat, I can do everything, to all of a sudden, and this guy is literally like pushing me out of my lane. And that motherfucker is sitting on the zipper, slowly pushing me out of my lane. People. But okay, so where was it? Oh yeah, you don't go from all of a sudden being sick to all of a sudden within like a day to that condition she went to the hospital. That's this is gonna sound horrible, but I put a lot of that, I put over half of it on her. She should have told my brother how bad she was getting. Because honestly, if she survives this, she's lucky. Like, doctors have pretty much agreed to that. So I'm hoping that's part of a wake-up call. So she is like she's 50, but her body is like a 90-year-old. Like, she's built like 90 right now because like how bad her health is, you know. Just all right. So she did have pneumonia, and during the course of her from she thinking she had pneumonia to when she went to the hospital, she had fluid get out around her right lung, no, left lung, one of the fucking lungs, and also get infected. So she went septic, and that the doctors are pretty sure that's what brought her down, like her into her altered state. That's actually what killed her brain, pretty much. She went septic, meaning it actually had bacteria growing in that fluid, and that fluid was also hardening. So that was also what I'm pretty sure made her flatline. Flatline. Well, and she's always been tiny, like meaning like she's tall, but she's always been skinny, petite. Like I'm 6 foot 130, you know, and my whole family's built like me, and she's had 5 kids. But you know, she does drink milk. She was they said she was missing. She needed a ton of potassium and something else. I don't remember. But so yeah. So she had this fluid around her lungs. So it had bacteria in it, and she was septic because of it. So they she went and had surgery to have her removed. Because originally they thought they just poke a straw. There is a correct term for this, but it's not. I don't know. I don't remember it. But literally, they poked a straw in her, thinking they could just drain it that way. Just, you know, let gravity drain it out. Which no, they couldn't. Because they thought it was one pocket, but it was like 5 pockets of it all around the lung, and like sitting on the tissues around the lung. So she had surgery, and all they do is they literally poke a hole and send like a little microscope with a little suction hose, and then just, you know, get as much as they can. It's not gonna be 100%. And then they put two straws in her, and those are gonna be in her for a course of a week. I think the first one got removed. I know they said it's like within 2 to 7 days they're hoping to have both of them removed. Hey man, our truck is being fucking noisy today. I think it's this trash bag I need to take out. I just haven't had a trash can to take it out into. Probably what it is, because there's a plastic container in there that I had from last night's dinner. But so she had the surgery, and the doctor said it was great. It went like as well as it could have, which is good. However, though, he also said with the whole brain thing, he was telling me the game plan, and because at this point, like I said, it's been a week. She's already been in there for a week, and he's like assuming her brain like starts coming to, because she's also been heavily sedated during this whole thing. Like, she's in a lot of pain and everything, which isn't gonna help your brain coming to. But he says, assuming her brain starts coming to like it's supposed to, you know, we'll have the straws out, and, you know, at the end, and then we'll start doing like physical therapy on her, speech therapy. You know, there's like also like another therapy, because like that's Like she's also having a hard time. She hasn't eaten like solid food yet. I know, like a couple days ago, they were telling me that they were gonna start working on trying to get her to chew food. But I mean, she's always kind of like, especially since the last like 3 years, had issues chewing food. Like she eats fine most of the time, but like every now and then she gets like she has a day where it just her mouth doesn't want to cooperate because she broke. She fell like 2 or 3 years ago and pushed her jaw back, and so her jaw's misaligned. So that's really the reason why she doesn't chew the same she used to. And there's times when she complains it hurts too much to chew, and then she just doesn't eat really that day. So I told them that, and I was like, you know, it may take a bit for her until she's almost fully done to actually start eating. So what you may want to do, like I suggested, is a smoothie or shake with protein powder in there, because the doctor said they need to get her calories up a lot, because she needs calories to start healing. Which yeah, I mean man, you need your calories to heal. But they're still giving her, you know, IVs. They're still giving her other like potassium and other things. I know there's one more in there they keep giving her. I forget what it is. I know potassium's one of them. They don't know what caused her heart to flatline though. They're still looking into that. Speaking of which, I haven't checked in a couple days, so. But so when I went home, so I was home for. I only went home. I can't say home too much, but I only went home just to make sure she was out of the worst of it. Like the very worst was behind her. So I got home. So I left Saturday. It was a 15-hour drive because I parked the truck in San Bernardino, California. And so a 15-hour drive. I rented a car so that way I could kind of haul ass, you know. Especially with the speed limit up in my area, in Utah and Wyoming is 80. Yeah, my truck can't do 80. It's like an 1,100 mile trip, so you know. But so at that point by the time I delivered, so I got up Friday on whatever that Friday was, 23rd. Got up at 2100, delivered at like 0500. By the way, my DM is the one who pushed me to go home. I was still on the edge because I was like, there's a line where I need to make money. I don't know what's going on. He immediately pushed me. I'm weird like that. It's like I can't go home too much, but it is family, and it's like, especially if she didn't flatline, I probably wouldn't have gone home. That's what it comes down to. I probably would have stayed out if she didn't flatline. But so I ran to the car, and by the time I ended up being up for like 30 hours. I was like 6 hours away. I needed sleep, so I ended up sleeping 8 hours in the car. Just pulled over, slept. So I got home Sunday afternoon, and I left on Wednesday. So I was home for 3 days. But then I got back at the truck, you know, Thursday. Took a day. I needed a day to fully get back in the truck mode, and then get rolling, get back. It's really weird when you go home and come back in the truck. You need some time to kind of get back into it. And when I drove back, I drove straight back. I drove this 15 hours straight through. There was no stopping. But she's slowly coming to. When I was up there, I was like, I brought my brother with me, and we went and saw her, because at this point he hadn't seen her yet, because he was too busy beating himself up. I guess he looks at it, part of it's his fault for not kind of pushing her more to go in and get checked out. So he was beating up on himself. I think that's why he was avoiding going. Because like I said, my mom lives with me, so my brother rents a room. My brother's there, is supposed to keep an eye on her if things go wrong. And as I said, I put most of the blame on her. When I said that earlier, it's because of that. And that road didn't even bounced me into the shoulder. So we went up seeing her, and I I wasn't lying to about anything conditioning, because I mean, I got told, like at one point I was telling her everything. He's like, are you trying to make me feel, are you trying to make me feel worse or better? And it's like this isn't helping. I was like, I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to, you know, give you expectations of what we're gonna walk into. Would you rather me lie to you about what's going on? And he was like, no, I don't want that. So yeah, we went into there, and I didn't know they moved her back, because she was on the neuro floor, then she was in ICU. She flatlined on the neuro floor. And yeah, we're getting into Phoenix. That's why this traffic's picking up. But also it's Phoenix and people can't drive. So she was back on the neuro floor when we came in. She was very fidgety, and she was making it awkward for guys to be around. So I mean, because she was very fidgety, she was saying she was hot, and so I mean, I didn't say long, because I mean, she also wasn't very. She acknowledged just when we came in, like she said hi, but she was like come and go with alertness, and then her speech, like, okay, like if I said something to her, she was delayed in her speech. Like her eyes would look at me and react first, and then like it was literally like she was like a Pentium 3. You know, 2 seconds later she would respond to what was going on and actually, you know, respond to me. So there was really no point in like that. And plus, there's only so much she can do if she can't talk. And honestly, I didn't know she was even going to be awake. I thought she was sleeping, so I figured I was going to go there and look and check, actually look at her condition, because I was on the phone with doctors every day. But so you know, brother and I left after about an hour, and we did talk to the nurses and doctors before we left, but he was like, it's really good that she's, you know, at least awake, and was able to you know, say a few words. Like my brother, she didn't say my name, but she said hi to us both. But my brother wasn't talking or anything at first, or was, you know, was letting me do all the talking, and then she actually called his name and said hi. So that was good, because I'm like, can we go the speed limit? And this car, I hate it when cars do this. Like, get off my fucking side. I would like to go the speed limit, and you're being a fucking asshole by just sitting there. Like, I don't understand cars. Like, I don't understand this. Like, yeah. Then he speeds up. He's sitting beside me, pacing me, and then he speeds up, just to 72. Oh, now he's going to 72. Speed limit 75. You look how many people aren't doing the speed limit. All right. So we leave, and he's like, yeah, you know, it's really good she's awake, and you know, he was expecting worse. Which, yeah, I guess on Sunday when I was supposed to have to drive, I was at a soul service. So I mean, any update that would have happened, I had no idea. I didn't know it got moved to a different floor until I got there. So last I knew, Saturday she was in ICU, and she was still had a tube down her throat, and that was the last I knew. I didn't know she got moved, and she got moved again. She's on the progressive floor, or progressive care, which is like the next step up from ICU, and that means like the nurse told me, I forget. I just know it's the next step up from ICU, like a meaning, or step down. If ICU is bad, progressive care is like a ladder step down as you're getting out of that. People not going the speed limit. That's why I hate Phoenix. Like, first off, everybody and their mother thinks it's California 2.0, so we'll sit in the left lane. And then you got like trucks, and I know it can do the speed limit. It's at Milton can't. That's this guy. That's not Milton. Okay. It looks like their truck. It's one of their trucks, must be. Hey, 3 lanes. Alright, so I keep getting distracted. I hate Phoenix. But so yeah, she's in progressive care. And now, like I said, they're just trying to get her, because her brain is still in an altered state. like I guess she regressed a teeny bit last I heard. Like she was not talking as much, but her alertness is still there. And when I say she's not talking as much, anyways, she wasn't talking. Period. Like it was like I had to kind of force her to say like 5 words to me. And I was only asking her basic stuff. Like when I said I did say bye when we left, right? I said mom, got no answer. I got her eyes just sort of roll around towards me, but no answer. I was like, mom, and then she's like, what? You know, she alerted, and I waved my hand, and she said bye. So it's been a hell of a week. That's why I went home. Kind of had to make sure. I had to kind of see in person what's going on, and make sure she's being taken care of. And yeah, that's. But all right, guys. She's recovering. It's just gonna be a slow. That's a slow journey. She's not giving up though. Like the nurse said last I talked, like a couple days ago, that the worst is she's not out of it. Like she's not out of danger yet. Her chance of dying is much lower, like dramatically lower, or drastically lower. That's the word, not dramatically, drastically. So, but she's a fighter. Like she's not giving up, which is good. But I'll make sure to kick her in the ass when she's fully recovered and saying, hey, no more of this shit. Especially if you live in my house. You get me dying in my house. Alright, you guys stay safe out there. I'll catch you next time. Bye!